A new critical zero-day vulnerability has been discovered in the Linux kernel that could allow attackers to gain root-level privileges by running a malicious Android or Linux application on an affected device. The vulnerability was present in the code since 2012, and affects any operating system with Linux kernel 3.8 and higher, so there are probably tens of millions of computers, both 32-bit and 64-bit, exposed to this flaw. However, the most bothersome part is that the problem affects Android versions KitKat and higher, which means about 66% of all Android devices are also exposed to the serious Linux kernel flaw. An attacker would only require local access to exploit the flaw on a Linux server. If successfully exploited, the vulnerability can allow attackers to get root access to the operating system, enabling them to delete files, view private information, and install malicious apps. Usually, flaws in Linux kernel are patched as soon as they are found, therefore, Linux-based operating systems are considered to be more secure than others. However, zero-day vulnerability recently discovered in the Linux kernel made its way for almost 3 years. The vulnerability is actually the result of a reference leak in the Keyrings facility built into various flavors of Linux. The Keyrings facility is primarily a way to encrypt and store login data, encryption keys, and certificates, and then make them available to applications. However, a reference leak could be abused by attackers to ultimately execute arbitrary code in the Linux kernel. So far, the researchers said, no exploits have been discovered in the wild that take advantage of this vulnerability.